Hello again, it's good to have you here with me in the studio today. So how do you paint fire? This is a photo of my son's pizza oven. We spent many a cozy night on his patio enjoying its heat and of course eating delicious pizza. I thought we could paint this image and take the opportunity to practice painting flames. It's easier than you think and we only need 4 colors. And as we go, I'll share lots of useful time and energy saving tips, so look out for the blue banners on screen. To save ourselves some time and energy, we're going to pre-mix our colors. So we'll take some of our crimson and add some yellow to it until we get a nice rich orange color. That will be the main color for our fire. Then we can take some of that and add some brown to it. I'm using raw umber, but you could use a different brown. And then that will make us a nice rich brown color. Then we can take some of our white, add some yellow, and we can make a few values of yellow, a lighter value as well, because that would be good for the lighter parts of the flame. And then I'm just looking at the reference photo and seeing which colors might be the most useful for our painting. We might need a lighter brown too for the actual oven part. So we might take some of our brown and add some white to it for that. We can always add more colors as we go along, but this is a good start. So we can start by making a sketch, a simple sketch of the basic shape of the pizza oven. And I'm working on toned paper today, but you can paint on any surface that you prefer. And I'm just looking at the photo and I'm deciding which shapes are the most important. I'm simplifying the photo. I'm not going to paint every little crack and detail in there. And I'm just making a nice simple arch shape. And I won't bother sketching out the flames or anything like that. We're just keeping it simple, just an outline to give us something to work towards. We can always paint in more details as we go along. Okay, now that we have a sketch, we can start blocking in our main colors. And I'm going to do this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So I'm using the biggest brush for the shapes on the page. And I'll take some brown for the pizza oven. It's not technically the exact colors in the photograph, but that's okay. We can make artistic decisions like this. And we want to use a limited palette because that saves energy and time too. So we have to use the colors that we've got. The brown is perfect color for making a pizza oven, so that's what we'll do. Then we can add a little bit of white, that lighter brown mix that we made in the pre-mixing session. And we can use that for the plinth or the table that the oven stands on. So we'll put a nice light brown at the bottom for the table that it's standing on. And I'm thinking, while that light color is still on the brush, I can actually start using that to create a more 3D image on the actual oven. I can create form, add some form to it. So I'm going to put a lighter mix along the top, like we see in the photo. And that color's already on the brush, so we've already saved some more energy. We're all about saving energy here, so we only have to apply that color once. There we go, looking more 3D already. Now we can wipe off our brush, put some orange paint on it and some reds, and just fill in the middle of the oven, the fire part, with a mixture of orange and a bit of red here and there. And while we've got that orangey color on the brush, we can just put a little glow on the table in front of the oven. We can just add a little bit of orange to the brown in the front. That just gives it a more realistic look. And then when we've done that, we can blend all those colors together with a nice soft blending brush. I just use an old watercolor brush for this, but you could use a makeup brush too, or anything that's soft and fluffy. Now, something that doesn't show in the photo is the chimney part or the flue part of the pizza oven, and we need to put that in as well. So I'm just using a very dark brown for that. And then I've got that color on the brush, and I'm just going to use the same color to apply the darker parts that I see in the photo around the outside of the pizza oven. Now once again we can be super efficient and use whatever's on our brush just to make little darker areas inside the oven. So we just need to make a few dabs here and there with the brush, and then also maybe some of the firewood at the bottom, we can use that same dark brown for that. Now the flue part of the pizza oven is a cylindrical shape, so it will be darker in the middle and lighter towards the edges. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a darker stripe into the middle of that. And then we can start adding the light areas on. So we'll take our lightest mix of brown and white, and then using the photo as a guide, we can add in the lighter areas. We can also add some lighter areas to the edges of the cylinder, to the flue at the top, and to the table in front of the pizza oven. That area in the front needs some light too. And we can use a dabbing motion with the brush in the very front to create a little bit of texture. Texture always adds a bit of interest to your paintings too. And now for the part I've really been waiting to do, painting in those flames. And I'm just using a flat brush here on its side so I can make chiseled marks. You could use a round brush too, it doesn't really matter. Brushes are really a personal choice. So I'm not using the lightest yellow first. We need to go in with the more medium mix that we made and save the very lightest parts for the very end. And the secret to making anything look glowing and lighter is to make the areas around that darker. So we can go in with some dark areas around our flames, and that will make the flames appear to be brighter. It's all an illusion with paint, and this is how we maintain the illusion, by darkening up the areas around our flames. Now we can go in with some lighter yellows in between the flames. Again, not our brightest white yet, still not white, just a lighter yellow. Put in some of those lighter colors, maybe some oranges. Just step back from your painting and have a look and see what you could do. And maintaining that illusion of lightness, we're going to darken the area around the fire even more. So take your darkest dark brown and just reinforce those darker areas directly around the fire. Again, that will make the fire appear to glow a bit more. We're doing very well time-wise, and we're just about finished, but I thought we could add in maybe a couple of little balls of dough waiting to be turned into delicious pizza, just as a little artistic license here. So we're adding the 2 little balls of dough. They're really just spheres, so you just need to make them darker on one side and add a highlight to the other side. And I actually think if we add a bit of orange to them, they'll look like they're glowing in the firelight too. And now finally we can take our lightest white and add in those delicious little highlights that will bring this whole painting together. Just like that, we've created a beautiful pizza oven. Isn't that wonderful? I can almost hear the fire crackling. And now I'm hungry for pizza again. I hope you've enjoyed this short, easy painting tutorial. If you'd like some other quick, low-energy art ideas, I've actually made a printable mini guide. There's about 5 tiny art exercises to spark your creativity anytime. Also, if you'd like some more time and energy saving tips, I've created a printable for that. You can download it and keep it near your art area to help you on those low energy days. The links for both of these products are in the description box below, and they're completely free. If you try any of them, let me know in the comments or tag me in your art. I'd love to see what you create. Thank you so much for watching and for following along and for subscribing. If you're feeling inspired, you might want to try these tutorials too. And I'll see you in the next video.